Hey, wait a minute. Where did it go? This video is supposed to be about Savannah's Forsyth Park Fountain. Where is it? Oh, yes, that's right. Let's continue with the video. I'll give you the backstory of what's going on here. This fountain has been the heart of Forsyth Park since 1858, a graceful centerpiece that has stood through wars, weddings, protests, and picnics. But now she's taking a well-earned break. The city is shutting off the water and transporting the fountain off-site for a full restoration. Believe it or not, this isn't some one-of-a-kind artisan masterpiece. The fountain was actually ordered out of a catalog, Jane's Beebe and Company to be exact. It was listed as model number 5 and based on a design from an iron foundry near Paris. Installation began in July of 1858. Crews enlarged the pool to make way for the dramatic cast iron centerpiece. A month later, in August, the water flowed for the very first time. For generations, it's been a symbol of Savannah's charm, a photo op for visitors, a backdrop for brides, and a familiar sight for locals on their morning walk. And while it might feel strange to see Forsyth Park without her star attraction, it's a necessary step to keep the fountain flowing for another 100 years. Less than a week ago, I stood here on the last day the water flowed through Forsyth Park Fountain. Today, I watched it come apart, piece by piece. Even knowing she's going to be back in the fall, or maybe even Christmas, that's what they're telling me, that is the rumor. It was emotional. Let me take you behind the scenes of this historic moment. I was told since the first time in 1858, Forsyth Park is without its beloved fountain, but actually, I found out that when it was restored in 1988, the fountain was removed then as well. Here's a great explanation from my friend Dan Scott.
Okay, so this fountain is over 150 years old. The last time it was taken down and restored was way back in 1988. So there's a company from Alabama that's here today. They're taking this fountain down piece by piece, very methodically, very carefully to ensure they don't damage it. When we did some interviews earlier, they were talking about over the years, the fountain has been painted several times. So it's kind of lost its 3D effect, if you will. All the cracks and crevices that would pop normally have kind of filled in, have a softer look because of all the coats of paint. So they're going to strip all the paint off of it. They're going to take a look on the inside, on the bowls that you see there behind me. They're talking about there's probably more damage inside those bowls than on the outside of the fountain. So they got to take a look at it piece by piece, see what can be repaired, see what needs to be replaced. They'll pour new cast or molds for it if need be, but they're going to restore it as best they can back to its original condition. Then they're going to put it back on the truck and bring it back here and reinstall it sometime in the fall, tentatively. So that's what's going on here in Forsyth Park today.
This morning, city crews and restoration specialists began the delicate process of dismantling her. Bit by bit, with the help of a towering crane, the swans, urns, and cast iron layers were gently removed, each one carrying over a century and a half of Savannah history.
It's hard to tell, but in older photos, the tonality of the fountain in old black and whites does not look like it was all white like it is today. Like these look like they were darker, they had darker tones. So I imagine they were somewhat bronze. The one in Poughkeepsie, New York, their horns are dark, but everything else is white.
Oh, wow.
The one, right? The version in Peru, these are bronze.
Oh, so this fountain is in Peru?
There are 4 of them. It was 1855. It was a purchase from a Sears and Roebuck catalog.
Oh, gotcha. Really?
So there were 4 of them in existence still. One's in Peru, one's in Poughkeepsie, New York, one's in Madison, Indiana, and this one. And they all 4 were slightly different. Like most of it's the same. In Peru, it has a statue of a soldier on top instead of the girl. And like I said, these are bronze in Peru. In Madison, it's almost identical, except their horns are brown. The base of the one in Peru is green. The one in Poughkeepsie is dedicated to soldiers and sailors. It's a Civil War monument.
Oh, wow.
The soldiers and sailors.
Standing there, I couldn't help but feel the weight of it. The sound of metal creaking, the stillness of the crowd, the careful coordination of each lift. It was more than construction. It felt like saying goodbye to a friend, that she's gonna return, freshly restored and ready for the next chapter. Today, she was simply gone. While that water stopped less than a week ago, I captured the last day the fountain flowed, powerful and beautiful. And now she's off to Alabama, where Robinson Iron Works will restore every inch of her, removing corrosion, recasting where needed, and making her structurally sound for another 100 years.
Well, there's a hub inside of there that sits on. I've been around. Take that out. And take the bone. Yep.
So is the bowl like all one piece?
The bowl comes in panels. I think it's 8 panels. But, see, I don't know that I can take it apart like that where it is.
Because of paint and stuff like that they were talking
No,
about?
because like I just don't know if it'll come apart that way while it's there. So what I might have to do, take it all down and then I'll have to make it in halves to go in the truck. Because otherwise it's a huge
Not
load.
big, yeah.
The city is also upgrading the plumbing, electrical systems, the surrounding fence, and the masonry work. The project is going to cost about $650,000, but it is an investment in beauty, in history, and in memory. So I had the opportunity to come back to the fountain the day after demolition. I thought for sure it'd be gone. But look at this, y'all. This is our precious Forsyth Park Fountain on the back of a truck getting ready to go to Alabama. Incredible. Look at this empty space. It's surreal. This shot here is, of course, the base where the water landed. They had to take it apart, the whole base, to be able to fit it on the truck. I was talking with some people who live nearby who didn't want to go on camera, and we were all saying that how we were surprised that it was exposed on that truck. I thought for sure they'd take it from here and then put it at least inside an 18-wheeler for protection. But believe me, these fellas know what they're doing. They're tying it down really good. Another note that I'm not sure that I said before, this company that is restoring it, they also restored it in 1988. So the people I've been talking to throughout this whole process were all glad because they would have an intimate knowledge of this fountain, and they're going to take care of her. Now look, there's the merman in the back of the truck. Yeah, locals call them mermen instead of mermaids. I think that's really cute. And speaking of cute, the people that I was talking to earlier today, they didn't want to go on camera. I mentioned that. But they did give me a photo. It was like a couple of days before they turned off the fountain. And they decided to have like a little locals party. So here's a picture of them in front of the fountain, cheering to the fountain. And they were really nice. I sure wish they would have come on camera with me, but they would have told great stories. And I wanted to hear more about that party, of course, but oh well. But yeah, we're all really positive that these folks are going to really take good care of her, and we're going to be looking forward to her coming back in the fall for sure. Forsyth Park feels different now. Quieter, emptier, but full of promise. Sometimes even our most timeless landmarks need to be taken apart so they can come back stronger. And we're going to be here when she returns. Savannah Unpacked, preserving the past one story at a time.